this message is good, it will be good emotional intelligence if you subscribe to the Dr. BMS channel. Good evening to the Dr. BMS family. I would like to tell you a little story. You may not know about Dr. BMS. About 5 years ago, in 2017 actually, Dr. BMS was vying to be an elected official in my home county. And as they say, they messed up with my votes, I would say. But the thing is that while I was there, I had an opportunity to come across my high school friends, primary school friends, childhood friends, people I had known earlier, but because I had moved out of the village and I was working in Nairobi most of the time, I'd lost touch with some of them. So because now I was to be a mheshimiwa, there was all this attraction, people coming, and as usual, they want this and that, which is okay. But one thing that struck me, which I'm sure some of you, my viewers, can identify with, was that this person or these people you know who you grew up with or you grew up knowing, even if you're just reading about them in a book or hearing about them from other people. These people who are good in school, they were sharp. They used to score high grades. They used to beat you in school. And fast forward many years down the line, you meet again and you can't believe that this is a person who was always top in mathematics, in English, in class. And you find yourself asking, what happened? What went wrong? And there's all this story that, oh, something didn't go right, or I didn't get school fees, I didn't do this, so I dropped out of school. And the point is that their life has not turned out the way you thought it would turn out, because it was bright, it was promising. And sometimes you who was an average student is now much better in life, socioeconomically speaking, to a point where sometimes now they come and ask you to help them meet their daily needs. And as you do this question lingers: what really went wrong with my friend who was doing very well and should have gone on to a college, learned a trade, gotten a career, gotten a job, or got self-employed so that he becomes economically, socially independent, but didn't turn out. Thinking about this then, in the Dr. BMS spirit, brought me to this topic I would like to talk to you about today. Intellectual aptitude versus emotional aptitude. You have heard of IQ. The person who has a sharp IQ, that is a chopi. That person is bright, is an A student. He gets all the answers right, okay? This is a person who is intellectually sharp. So we measure the intellectual aptitude by measuring the intellectual quotient, the IQ. But there is another aptitude of life which unfortunately, is less talked about, and this is emotional aptitude or emotional intelligence, EQ. And today I would like to talk to you briefly about how intellectual aptitude, IQ, compares and relates with emotional aptitude, EQ. Now, as I defined when I started, intellectual aptitude is about how sharp you are, how you can recall things in class, how you can understand concepts from a classroom point of view, remember them and give them back in an exam so you score high grades. That is intellectual aptitude. Emotional aptitude, or EQ, on the converse, is about how you can understand your emotions, your feelings, and the feelings around the people who are with you, the feelings in the environment you are in, and how you use this awareness, this understanding of these feelings, these emotions, to smoothen things over, to make people more socially cohesive, to create teams, and to enable things to happen. So if you went, for example, to a party and everyone is happy and gay and they are jumping, you understand this is an environment where people are elated, people are very happy. But if you went to a place where people have experienced a loss, a funeral, and everyone is sad, people are wailing their mourning, you're able to understand that there's a sadness here. So you can imagine if you went to a funeral and you found people very sad and you are making jokes like it's just a comedy, people would see like you are out of tune with the surrounding feeling. That is what emotional intelligence is all about. So today I would like to say this. Like they say, face powder can get you a husband, while talking about the ladies, but it takes baking powder to keep the husband. Good score can get you a job in an interview, but it takes the performance and how you relate with others at work to keep that job. So we all have had experiences or heard of these people who start well, they get a good job and they can't keep it. People who start well, they get into a good relationship and they can't keep it. They had a nice wedding and soon it's divorce. There are many reasons why people who start with a promise don't end up performing well. One of the main reasons which I would like to discuss today is that some of these people do not have emotional aptitude to match the intellectual aptitude they have, and so when they have something, they soon can't hold it. So, what is emotional aptitude, emotional intelligence, EQ, and how important it is? As I said, it's about understanding yourself, your surrounding emotionally, and knowing how to use these emotions for the betterment of everyone, including yourself. So then how do we understand ourselves and our emotions and our environment? There are two components. Number one, understand yourself. And number two, understand your environment. And in each of these two components, again, there are two components that make up that understanding. When we talk about understanding yourself, the first component is that you understand how you are feeling. I feel happy, I feel unhappy, I feel sad, I am mad, I am bored, I'm fed up, I'm irritated, all these feelings that we get. To recognize what you're feeling at any particular point, depending on what is going on and what has brought that feeling. And the second component is management of that feeling. So I am feeling unhappy. How then do I manage my unhappiness in this environment I am in so that I get the best out of the situation? You have seen these people who, when they get a bit unhappy or disinterested in something, they quickly just stand up, get out, blurt out something, or walk away. No ceremonies, no excuses, no nothing. Now, such people, sometimes you may describe them as people who are frank, people who are very honest, matter of factly. But when you look at it broadly, you find that perhaps that way of reacting was not the best way in that scenario, even if they were justified to be bored, to be angry, to be irritated. But that irritation, that anger, did not justify them having to cause drama around, to break around things, to mess the whole ceremony. They could have walked out and probably found an opportunity to express why they left prematurely, because they were not interested. And as you analyze the behavior of someone in such a scenario, you are actually talking about their management of emotions, which is the second component that I'm talking about. Then when we are talking about the environment again, the two components are similar to the self, the personal, that you recognize the emotions that are prevailing in the environment you are in. And the environment generally is a social environment, because humans, we are social creatures. So you are with your friends, you are on a bus, commuting to some place, you are attending an event, and a certain feeling starts to pervade. People are getting excited, people are getting riotous, people are getting unreasonable, you could say. Your ability to know that this is what is prevailing is important. So that, for example, if you go to a campaign rally and everyone is clapping and cheering their candidate, you can see this is an emotion of elation. If you found a mob of rioters protesting that they have been denied something, or maybe something wrong has happened and they are carrying banners, you know that here we have an emotion where people are not happy. So if they are blocking a road, for example, and you are this driver who is in a hurry, you are on your way to the office, do you then start hooting at them and shouting at them and telling them, get off the road, I'm late for my work, you useless people? You may not be doing the right thing, because you can see already these people are in a mood of unhappiness, anger. And if you approach them with more anger, you are going to mix fuel and fire, and an explosion will happen. So that awareness about the environment you are in becomes important. And the second and last component is, again, how you manage that awareness. As I've given an example, you find a mob of people who are rioting, and you feel they are wasting your time, they are blocking, so you tell them off. That may not be a good way to manage that emotion around the environment. Someone who is more emotionally apt, who has a better emotional aptitude, may tell those people, yeah, I'm with you guys, I really support your cause, continue, we are together. And these people will see, the rioters will see that this person is one of us. They'll even open the way and say, oh, this is Dr. BMS. You know, he's a big doctor. He has to go and treat patients. Please give way. Let him pass. You pass and go. They don't break your car windscreen. They don't beat you up or block you the more, because you displayed a better understanding of the emotion in your environment. You managed it well, and you are able to get out of a situation in the best way. So, my viewers out there, look at yourself, look at your friend, look at the environment around you, and try all the time to exercise a better emotional intelligence, a better judgment, so that even when you feel you are right in what you believe in, you don't rub that in people's faces. You don't appear like this braggart, this person who is opinionated and feels like they are a gift to this world, they are a genius. Because when you do that, you lose social support. People estrange themselves from you, and as they do that, they start making your road to be less smooth. You may find yourself hitting many bumps, sliding along the way, getting derailed, and not achieving your objective. Finally, this issue of emotional intelligence, how important is it? I have said it helps you to achieve what you only cannot achieve using intellectual intelligence, intellectual aptitude. It makes you smooth over things and succeed better than just being bright. But it also has more immediate benefits to you as a person, because when you are emotionally intelligent, you have less stress. You fight with people less, and so your mental health improves, okay? You form teams better. People want to be with you because you empathize with people. You feel people's pain. As I said, you go to a funeral and you mourn with people. You don't go to funeral to make jokes and people feel you are uncaring. So you form teams. You become a better person with people, and you know when you have people around you, you are most likely to succeed compared than when you have people against you. And most importantly, to Dr. BMS and my pet subject of drug abuse, is that emotional intelligence will help you avoid pitfalls that can push you towards drug addiction, alcohol addiction. We've had people who have sunken into addiction because they have been frustrated in life. They lost their job suddenly, they lost their marriage, they lost their business, and this loss may have been because of low emotional intelligence. So you can avoid some of the pitfalls in life which can push you to stressful conditions, depression, mental illnesses, alcohol and drug abuse, by learning to develop a better emotional intelligence than just using your own intellectual aptitude, the sharpness of class, but not the skills, how to apply it with people and in society. And that, to me, is the lesson I would like to pass today as one of the many reasons why some of the people who start off in school, in life, in business, in employment, in relationship, they start off well, but they don't end so well, or they do not end as it was expected they would, is because they may not be exercising good emotional intelligence as they continue with their journey in life. And to sum it up, I would say, I think because this message is good, it will be good emotional intelligence if you subscribe to the Dr. BMS channel, so that we meet again next time in another enlightening video of Dr. BMS. See you again. Bye-bye.